ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಅವರೇ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಈಗ. ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಅವರ
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ನೋಡಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನೋಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು.
ಆಯ್ತಾ, ರೆಡಿ? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತೀನಿ ಈಗ.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು.
ನಾವು ಈ ವಿಷಯದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್.
ಹೌದು ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
ಇನ್ನು ಲೈವ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಸಿದ್ದೇಗೌಡ್ರ
ಸರ್.
ಇದು ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ
ಸರ್ ಒಂದೊಂದ್ 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸರ್, ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು 2-3 ಜನ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋದಾ ಸರ್? ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಸರ್.
Sure. Yes.
Sure, sir.
ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್, ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಂಬ ವಿಷಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ನೀಡಲಿದ್ದು ಅವರನ್ನು ಆದರದಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸುತ್ತಾ, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ಸರ್. ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಸರ್.
Sir, thank you very much.
ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂತ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸುತ್ತಾ, ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ರೂವಾರಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಂ ರಮೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವಾಗತಿಸುತ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುನ್ನಡೆಸಬೇಕೆಂದು ಕೋರುತ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್.
Thank you, sir.
ಸೊ ಕಳೆದ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಿರುಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ ಕಾಲಾವಕಾಶ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೊ ತಮಗೆ ಓವರ್ ಟು ಯು ಸರ್.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಈ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಎರಡು ಭಾಷೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ?
ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್.
Okay. So good afternoon everybody. We will be talking about the world of software in the next 40-45 minutes. So for a student, why we should care about software is a good question. Why should we care about software or about information technology or computers or any of those? Why should we care about that? The simple reason is that the digital revolution, which is happening from many decades right now, is far more significant in the history of mankind compared to pretty much anything. Let's say when people started the practice of writing, or found out the advantages of printing, or anything that we consider in the past, the digital revolution is far more significant than any of that. So this is also not anything new, right? We have seen this from many decades, and almost 40 years ago, the Time magazine had called computer as the machine of the year, breaking away from their practice of calling somebody as a person of the year. They had 40 years ago itself, they had called computer as the machine of the year. That is interesting because it was in 83, exactly 40 years ago. Look at it, software nowadays is everywhere. So we use a lot of devices, electronic devices across, be it in home, office, college, outside, in public transport, wherever we look at, there is the use of software. We might be looking at the devices that you are either holding in your hand or looking at right now, your laptop, your phone, be it the ticketing device that the city bus conductors operate, be it the ATMs that we look at, be it our set-top boxes for the DTH connection that we use at our home. Everything has a software. The primary responsibility of software is to enable us to interact with the hardware, with all the devices that are there. Without software, it would be extremely difficult, unimaginably difficult to use any of the devices that we so easily use nowadays. So we make hardware listen to our wishes, follow our directions with the help of software. So as a student, why should I be worried about software, right? It is an opportunity that we are looking at. It is not just because, okay, I have to use my phone. Is that the only reason? No. As students, you are looking at a huge opportunity in India and also across the world, that is being opened up by the information technology industry. By 2025, the estimation is that the IT industry would be contributing 10% to India's GDP. Even in terms of employment, I'm not saying only as a prospective employee, but it is also as a prospective employer. You might start something on your own and give more opportunities to other people as well. If we look at some numbers there, in financial year 2022, the IT industry actually added almost 4.5 lakh new jobs. And currently, the statistics say that there are about 50 lakh people across India who are engaged in the field of information technology. Like I said, once upon a time, maybe around the time we were studying, maybe around the time we were starting our careers, the IT industry was primarily focused on providing services to somebody who was outside of India, some other country somewhere. But now India is also a market, and from all the innovations and the recent developments, India has also become the third largest startup ecosystem in the world after the US and China. So this is the reason, right? Like, irrespective of the industry that you are going to be in, irrespective of what you want to be, maybe you want to be a journalist, you want to be in pure sciences, you want to be an administrator, whatever you want to be, there is some role that information technology is going to play. And to be to ensure that we are effectively using information technology, the world of software is something that we should at least peek into. You might have heard a term called as the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution has had its own definitions throughout the history. When steam engines came, when the power of steam was started to be used widely, that led to the first Industrial Revolution. Then electricity came, and that kind of changed the whole picture, and that was called the Second Industrial Revolution. Very recently, I would say, like I was telling with the Time magazine's example, 30, 40, 50 years ago, computers came into picture, and that brought in the third industrial revolution. If we see the first, second, and third industrial revolution, there were like only a few things that caused the whole scenario to change. But now what we are witnessing today is the fourth industrial revolution, where there are so many things happening across the world, across technologies. Every other day you keep hearing new names: artificial intelligence, 3D printing, autonomous vehicles, automation, process automation, IoT. So much of things are happening everywhere, and this is also has become very important for us because it presents huge opportunities along with some challenges to the students and the potential value creators for future. What is that challenge? With so many things changing at a very, very rapid pace, it has become very important that we keep on learning new stuff with probably not even stopping anywhere. It's pretty much called as lifelong learning right now. You have to learn something, then something else comes that would help you further, so you have to learn that as well. So this is a term what we refer to as upskilling. So I have taken an excerpt from a World Economic Forum report here on the screen, where it says that upskilling would actually help humans to complement and augment their capacity, right? What is the one big fear with technology is that it will take away a lot of jobs. The upskilling would mean that instead of being on the losing end, we can actually use the new technologies and new tools for our advantage by having them augment our efforts. That means, okay, I can, as a human, I can do this much. Taking help from these additional technologies, additional tools that are being available right now, it could actually help me and overall help the economy. So it would mean learning straight away means that it creates more opportunities for us. So what happens when we start learning is also that we become automatically eligible for the lot of roles that require creativity, innovation, and not just limit ourselves to the routine kind of tasks. Here, one more thing to reiterate is that it does not matter whether you want to be a computer programmer or something else, right? Whatever is your chosen industry, information technology skills would be helping you. So everybody keeps on saying you have to improve your digital skills. Okay. Digital skill could be anything. Digital skill for a beginner would be learning to use a computer, how to operate a mobile phone, how to go to an ATM and withdraw money. All of that could be the beginner's digital skills. But as we go ahead, as we get into our higher education, PUC, degree, and so on, the definition of digital skills also changes. You might want to learn programming. You might want to explore new tools. You might want to learn the basics of new technologies and so on. But what should we do for that? Right. First question that you should ask yourself is, how does a computer think? You give any problem to a computer, there is a concept called computational thinking, which takes that problem, understands what the problem is, and then develop possible solutions. As a programmer, this is what you do. As somebody who's working in AI, this is what you make sure that your model learns to do. So once we start thinking like a computer, we can present these solutions in such a way that it becomes easier for a computer or a human or both of them to understand and solve. So this, I would think, is a basic approach to get interested in the world of software or in information technology in general. Start thinking like a computer, where we look at problems in a different way. We look at problems, try to understand the problem, break it into smaller chunks, and then try to find a solution. This is how a computer approaches a problem, and this is what we should also learn. So the fundamentals of, if you remember your very first classes in computer science, it would be like, okay, what is a computer? How does a computer work? And so on. That is where we would be starting. There would be in your syllabus, there would be a whole bunch of things, right? I think this is what the left side of the screen. This is what is the first PU syllabus. It starts with overview of a computer, introduces to basics of software and hardware, and talks about problem solving. Maybe has one or two programming languages, talks about some of the applications like word processors and spreadsheets, and then tells you the basics of web designing. This is all good from an examination perspective. If your syllabus has 17 chapters that you should read, yeah, you should definitely read those 17 chapters and answer the questions as per the exam. But there could be one programming language you have to learn for the exam. Don't worry much about what programming language you're learning. The focus should be on mastering the art of programming. I have a small experience that I would like to share here. We speak to a lot of engineering students, and many times, and teachers of engineering students and teachers, many times we see that outside of the 10-20 programs that are prescribed, students find it very difficult to approach a new problem and find a solution to it. That is really a very bad approach towards programming. So what you should be trying to do at least is to enjoy programming and try to build small programs of your own. Anything, take any problem, enjoy programming, so that would be like a hobby for you. That will definitely help you go a long way. How do we start? So if you look at any gadget today, right? Any gadget today is a computer. You just need to look at how it works and then how what kind of programming languages can help get that kind of work done. There are a lot of free resources all around the internet, starting from code.org. That is a very basic resource for learning programming. Starting from there, there are many free resources that help you get started. This would be also a good pastime when you can just go and explore some of those things, try out some of the web-based interfaces where you can create your own program, execute, and see how it works. So code.org is an example of that kind of websites. The second thing is also, you should not restrict yourself to just the syllabus, what the textbook says. The easiest thing to do is talk to people. There could be like elders at home, friends, teachers, and on programs like this one being organized by KSTA. Reach out to people, read new stuff. Everybody spends a lot of time on the internet. Spend some time to learn about new things and keep a watch on what's happening in the industry. I'm taking 3 examples in this screen. Example number 1, everybody talks about cloud. So maybe you know what's the definition of a cloud, but do you know what products are there? What cloud platforms are there right now? Which is the most popular? What is the choice of the industry? Another thing there is a lot of such large platforms have free learning resources. It is very easy for you to create your own account in one of those cloud platforms. As a student, you have a lot of advantages. For students, a lot of these things are free, completely free. The moment you become a regular consumer, non-student consumer, you'll have to pay a lot of money. But as you are a student, you will get a lot of these resources for free. Use those resources, learn, go through some small training sessions, basics at least, and know what is going on. Similarly, there is another thing is data visualization. Everybody, right from a statistician to a data scientist to a business analyst, everybody talks about data visualization. There are a lot of tools that talk about that are built for use by all these practitioners, for where they can get the data, visualize the data, make sense out of data. These tools also have a lot of options for students to learn and even try using the tools using free licenses that will be given to students. Explore that. Third example would be, we all know about bots, right? Even, I mean, if you go to a e-commerce site and you want to complain to the customer care executive, the first responder to you would be a bot asking standard set of questions. These bots have a larger role to play in the industry today. The chatbots we know, but these software robots, right? The bots. There is a whole industry that's being built, which is called as the robotic process automation. A lot of things that were being done by humans just about 10, 15, 20 years ago are being done by bots in many companies right now. So RPA is one of the very interesting things to explore and even try to automate some of your routine work in your computer. And along with having fun, you can also learn what is RPA, how to use some of those tools as well. The reason I'm taking just a couple of examples over here is because many of these platforms offer free learning resources, and some of those platforms also give their tools free of cost for students. So this is a good opportunity for you to just play around and learn something which is beyond the scope of your textbook. What will this do? This will actually help to improve your problem solving skills. How quickly and innovatively you respond to a situation matters a lot. It might be in an interview, it might be in pitching for your own startup, it might be in handling real life situations once you are on the job. Problem solving skills really help you, and sharpening your programming skills in a way contribute to this. One more recommendation would be, a lot of students have this idea of doing something really big, right? Only if I do some cutting edge work in some technology, only then that is something useful, is a thought that we hear. That is, at least I do not agree with that. You can start small, do anything as long as you're learning. Any small development, any small learning is useful, and it can also contribute in creating large impact. And another suggestion is that we all need to be at least a part a creator as well. We are all have become really very good consumers of content that other people create using the internet, spending a lot of hours on mobile phone and computer. We also need to be creators. It can be a small program that only you use, or that it can be a small tool that can make your life easy. It can do a little bit of your work. It can be something that you create for a friend, relative, your teachers. But be a creator, try creating new stuff. Who knows, you might also end up creating a super famous and profit-making startup as well, right? So, like we discussed in the beginning, this is the age of something called as the lifelong learning. Don't stop learning. Things keep changing in the field of IT at a very, very fast pace. Continuously upskill and cross skill. If you have learned one thing, okay, learn something which is related to that. If you have if you are at a particular level, go try reaching to one more level. So upskilling and cross skilling is one important area, and the second important area is unlearning and relearning. If we are stuck at something which we learned, let's say 10 years ago, and if we are saying that, okay, this is all I can do, this is all I will do for my rest of my life, that is not going to work. It probably worked like in the past, but not now, right? That is where we need to unlearn and relearn. One simple example of this is how we changed the way we dealt with money. 5 years ago, any financial transaction would simply mean that you go to a bank, give a check, write a check, deposit a check, and all that stuff. But now we have almost stopped doing all of that, and we have we are using internet and digital financial technologies for almost every transaction. So that is how we should also, think of other things as well. Whereas, when it comes to using technologies, learning new stuff, switching from one technology to another, one role to another, anything of that sort, we should be always open to learn new things, unlearn, and also relearn. This would also help us go a long way in building our careers in whatever we decide to do. One more thing that we hear from students is that there are like some decisions that are made without much of a real reasoning, right? My sister does this, so that is a good career. Somebody at my home does this, so I want to do this. Somebody told that, okay, a particular area is not good, so I am not going to do that. So it is good to have goals like that, but do not take a decision without knowing your options. There are hundreds of options out there. Explore at least some of the options before taking a decision. This used to be a problem during our days also, where, okay, somebody says that, okay, you know what, you have to go and do into software quality. People are like, oh no, what, testing, I won't do it. But that's not the approach, right? Because IT is not only about programming. There are a whole variety of functions that make IT what it is. From development to documentation, from production support to project management, there are hundreds of things that are going on, and they all contribute to the overall industry in their own ways. So learning about all these things, what are these things, how do they function, what are the opportunities that are there in each of these areas, is also very important. When we look at a project, there are like a lot of things that happen, right? Initially, you start with planning, then you design, develop, test, and then you deploy it. You see if it's working fine, then you introduce it to the users. And if all of this works fine, then you go back to another cycle of the same thing. Just like how the projects have all these steps, there are people who are responsible for all of these kind of work in the overall IT industry as well. If, let's say, one of these things do not work, right? Let's say you are a designer and maybe you are a developer. You do a fantastic job of creating a very, very nice product. If it is not deployed well, then the users cannot actually use your product. So that is where all of these steps are important in the overall big picture. That is where, right, teamwork matters very much in using it. It could be interpreted in many ways. Teamwork, as in all the tools, all the technologies that we use should work together. All the people that are involved should work together. Only then there will be a good product. I'll give you some examples. You want to use your net banking. You want to transfer something to somebody today itself. How do you feel if the system doesn't even let you log in and says, please try after some time? Or you are working on some very fancy cryptocurrency project, and your security is so weak that hackers come and steal all your coins. Or you are working on designing and developing a super fancy autonomous vehicle, and then after you sell a lot of cars, then you figure out that there is a major glitch in your software. This is how information technology actually impacts day-to-day lives of common men. Be it you are a developer, you are a consumer, it does not matter. If we are using all of these things day in and day out, we are going to see such kind of problems. And these kind of problems can be solved by continuously learning and making sure that our products are good, right? So that is where, right, good design, good development, and good testing is also important. So let's say programming does not interest you. I've been talking about programming. Let's say programming is not of my interest. I don't want to write code. There are many opportunities, right? There are many opportunities in the field of IT to do other stuff as well. Even if you say IT itself is of not of my interest, even then there are the tools and techniques that are available today that you can still use, right? There are some things called as no-code platforms, low-code or no-code platforms, where you can create your programs without even writing a single line of code. And you might have heard about the AI bots, AI chatbots, ChatGPT being one most recent example, where you can, even if you are not writing any code, it was also there from a past few years in web development. You can build beautiful websites without writing code. But the only thing is you need to have logic and understand how these things work. And then you can without writing code, you can get a lot of things done. Or you can also explore the other options. You don't want to write code, but still, okay, what else can you do? How else can you make IT work for you is another thing that you can. It's a decision that you can take a little later. So we are almost coming towards the end of the presentation. I want to just quote Peter Drucker here. He said that the only skill that will be important in the 21st century is the skill of learning new skills. Everything else will become obsolete over time. So we have to keep on learning. We have to keep on learning new stuff, and that's how we can keep moving. So there has been a lot of talk on learn, right? Where do I go? What do I learn? So here on the screen, I have some options that you can explore. This is only a representative list. There are like many other resources like this. So some examples. Okay, there is a lot of talk about artificial intelligence. There is a initiative by the government of India which is called as AI for All. that gives you fundamentals of AI training online for free. Similarly, there is a platform called Swayam where you can do a lot of courses on a lot of areas. That also is available free. There are some corporate initiatives as well. One example being Springboard by Infosys, where also a lot of learning resources are made available. Then there are some global platforms like Coursera, edX, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, and so on. Some of them are free, some of them are paid. Even those you can use and increase your skills. There is one more interesting option that you could explore. A lot of product development companies actually offer their certifications as well. So Google has a program called Grow with Google, and under that program, there are a lot of certifications. Many of them are free also that are made available. So these things will also kind of give you a confidence boost when you do a certificate and then somebody says, yeah, you know what, you know this skill and you have done a good job. That's one thing. And tomorrow also, if when you are looking for a technical opportunity somewhere, some of these certificates or some of these background also will help you in differentiating from the crowd. There will be like thousands of people who have studied the same curriculum, but some of these things, if you can take the extra steps, that will be the differentiating factor. So Automation Anywhere is one of the RPA tools that has some free trainings, learning availability. Tableau is one of the visualization tools that also has a lot of learning resources on their website. So similarly, many other tools and softwares also have their own learning academy sort of a setup where you can go and explore. AWS, Google, and Microsoft. Yeah, I forgot Microsoft here. Microsoft also has Azure Cloud. Those things also provide you an opportunity to learn about their technologies, and you can actually have your hands-on experience with many of these things which the industry uses right now. Whenever we are doing any of this work, it is also important that we use all of these resources with responsibility. There should be like utmost importance that we should give to make sure that we are responsible and whatever we are doing is only contributing to good and not the other way around. Why am I saying this? One is the one extreme could be like you use your technical skills to do something which is not technically legal. That is one extreme. Most of us don't do it. That's fine. The second one also, in the name of learning and in the name of exploring information technology, we might become addicted to the use of phones and laptops. That is also not good. Just recently, I think last week, there is a survey which has come out which says that as Indians, we spent almost 5 hours every day on the smartphones last year. What did we do in this 5 hours? Most of the time spent by us on smartphones last year, that is like almost 5 hours a day, was on social media and video sharing apps. This is what the survey has found out. So if you just do a little bit of math and see, it is a huge waste of time. We can continue to spend 5 hours a day on smartphones, laptops, whatnot, but let's also try to divert some of that time to some constructive use rather than just spending on scrolling endlessly on Instagram or looking at reels, right? So let's try to do something new. Let's try to learn, create opportunities for ourselves. At the same time, let's also be responsible in whatever we are doing. With this, I pause my presentation, and if there are any questions, we can take it. Thank you very much for listening to me so far. Sir, we can take questions if there is anything.
Thank you, sir. Srinidhi sir, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
ಸೊ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿದ್ರು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರ
Thank you very
ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
sir.
ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾನು ನಮಗೆ ಇಮೇಲ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ ಬಾರಿ ಸರಳವಾಗಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಹಾಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನ್ ಸರ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸಲಹೆ ಸೂಚನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯವೂ ಕೊಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಣಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಮೇಶ್ ಸರ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸರ್. ಹಾಗೂ ಇಂದು ಹಾಜರಾಗಿದ್ದ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೂ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿವೇಕ್ ವೃಂದದವರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ ಸರ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್, ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
Hello.
Madam, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Namaste. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes, madam, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Welcome. Thank you very much for accepting.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Volume okay ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಸರಿ ಇದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಸರಿ ಇದೆ.
Okay. And I just wanted to check ಈಗ ನಾನು PPT share ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ share button ಇದೆ. Can I just try?
ಎಸ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಉಮೇಶ್ ಘಟ್ಗೆ just a moment.
Yeah.
ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್, ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅದು ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್
Okay.
ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಶೇರ್ ಬಟನ್,
Okay, I've just clicked and
ಶೇರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ.
streamline YouTube.
Madam, there is a sharing option.
Okay, one second. Is it visible?
Not at ma'am, not at ma'am.
Okay.
ಇವಾಗ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
Okay, under WebEx, I said share. ಈಗ
Yes,
ಬಂತು?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Full screen.
Okay. So I just leave this screen on now?
Yes, ma'am. That will be fine.
Okay.
ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ.
Thank you, Ramesh. The thing is, the topic is not very interesting. Unless you're sick, people are not very serious about health. So it is so difficult. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಕೂತಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು 20 ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. You research and give them the best information. 1 or 2 people will say, okay, I'm like, oh my God. It is a tough battle, but yes. ಇವತ್ತಿನ students, Ramesh ಅವರೇ, they are 18-year-olds.
And we have sent invitation to our colleges and universities also.
Okay.
Some youngster, PG and UG students may also join.
All right.
Many of them would be joining on YouTube.
Oh, super. Thank you.
ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, YouTube ನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜಾಯಿನ್.
Sir. And we'll go with English, right?
Yeah, you can speak in English.
Yeah.
And we will be uploading your talk on our website also. There will be many people who will be
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh.
Madam, every day we will be having one talk by an
Okay.
expert like you.
Okay.
Tomorrow a medical doctor will be giving a talk.
Very nice. So some talent search program anta nodde.
Howdu madam. And 10 students from each district will be selected based on merit. And they will be given a scholarship of 1,000 every month. And also this facility of listening to experts.
Awesome. Very nice. All the best.
Thanks madam. Last year ತಾವು talk ಕೊಟ್ರಿ.
Schedules are so busy and lot of traveling ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ Dr. Ramesh. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ it's a little difficult to zero in and say, okay, ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ.
ಇವಾಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ?
Now we are in Bangalore. Month end, it's Delhi again. Budget session lay ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದು 10 days ಗೆ. So for that, it's Delhi again.
We are very happy that sir was elected as an MP.
Thank you.
Umesh Gatki, start ಮಾಡೋಣ. Madam, there are many people who have joined on YouTube, so we'll be starting the.
ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
On behalf of KSTA and all participants who have joined on both the Cisco FX and YouTube platform, welcome to you. And I welcome Dr. Parimala Jaggesh Madam to this presentation. As you know, Madam is a very popular nutritionist. She is also the wife of superstar Jaggesh sir. She is a techno-dietitian and health and wellness coach from California Institute of Integrated Sciences. In fact, basically she is an architect. She has done BR from BMS College of Engineering, which you know is a very famous college, engineering college in Bangalore. In fact, Madam did her BR after marriage. It is a very inspiration for all the young girls who wish to continue their study even after their marriage. She went to Cluny Convent High School, Malleshwaram. She is a former senior recruitment specialist at Focus Infosys, and she is the founder and founder president at Apeksha Foundation. She started Alamira Nutrition Company way back in 1994. She started the company because of the fact that she herself is a proud and healthy type 2 diabetic since 1994. Initially, she was on tablet, then had to migrate to insulin, and with that background, she started Alamira. Through Alamira, she has been helping public to overcome diabetes. And Madam is a very inspiration for all of us. In spite of her very busy schedule, she could find time to deliver talk. In fact, last year also she gave a beautiful talk on nutrition. We planned this talk in January because most of the students will be going for exam in the March. So this particular talk will help them to how to maintain their nutrition and health. With this background, on behalf of Karnataka Science and Technology Academy, I once again welcome Madam and request Madam to take over and deliver our talk. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh. And yes, hi students. Hello, ellarigu namaskara. And in lieu of students from different places, this talk today will be in English. And trust me, it's going to be fun-filled, informative talk because I can be 54 years old, but I have amazing memory and I've not forgotten what it is to be in college, what it is to be a youngster. So I can completely understand what emotions you people are going through. For example, if they would have told you, Dr. Parimala Jaggesh, dietitian, nutritionist, is going to come, like, Abba, nutrition, what a boring topic, right? When do we find nutrition interesting? When there's an event which is coming up, we want to lose weight quickly, we want to have glowing skin. That's the only time we think of nutrition. But life is much more than just eating certain things, a very wrong concept of nutrition. So before we jump into nutrition, if somebody had told me when I was your age, Parimala, I'm going to give you an amazing talk today, 45 minutes, which is going to change your life. I'm going to give you a magical key which will open your way to success. what would you have thought? I would have thought two things. One, I'd have thought, how can there be one magical key to success? And the second thought would have been, I just wish I can get that keyword so that I don't waste my energy on anything else. Just take that magic keyword and do. Yes, this is what all of us are wanting. You know, that magical, beautiful key to success. And at this age, when you are young, when you have so much dreams, imagine if somebody handed the key to you, what all miracles in this world you can create. And trust me, today's talk, it all depends on you guys, okay? For example, let us say from your college, they've taken you all to an amazing beach. The choice is yours. Either you guys, you can just sit, oh, it's so hot, it's so boring, and sit in one place without doing anything, just chit chatting with your friends. And when you come back and they ask you, how was it? It was okay. At the same time, there can be some people, some students who are more adventurous, who go searching for what I can find on the seashells, whether I can find an oyster, I can find something of precious value. They see the sunrise, they see the sunset, they get memories. That is something so beautiful, right? All of you were taken to the beach. Some of you chose to just sit, relax, not bother to search, to find the beauty there, whereas the rest took that step to go find it. Today's talk is going to be the same. From my end, I am going to give you an amazing success key, but it all depends on what interest you guys are going to have, how you're going to take that key, and what you're going to do. I completely understand as youngsters, this is what life is all about. Dreams, right? You have so many dreams. You have dreams of, and everybody's dream is different, and everybody's dream is also something very close to their heart. So it can never be said it's right or wrong. For example, some would love cars. Some want to make amazing name in a career, in an industry of your choice. Some just want quick money, easy money without actually working out too much. For the rest, especially at this age, snehitru, friends, is everything in life. Friends idre sako, right? Along with that, some can have dreams of traveling the world, and some just want to find love. That's it. None of the dreams are right. None of the dreams are wrong. It all depends on what you want to do with your dream. For all these different dreams, do you believe that there are certain basic foundations? Let me give you an example. Whether you build just one single, let us say, maybe like a cottage sort of a house, or you want to build something like the Dubai's Burj Khalifa, or you just want, oh, okay, I want a penthouse, which is just like 5 floors high. Whatever it is, whatever construction you're going to do, what is the main thing? We require strong foundation. You all agree, right? Only if your foundation is strong can your dream, your architectural dream of constructing whatever you want, it can become successful. Similarly, whatever dreams you have in this world, regarding your career, regarding how you want your future to be, there are few points which are going to be the foundation which will help you achieve whatever dream you want. So what is the foundation? The foundation is, yes, we have these things of 6 major things. The world looks so beautiful, but every time you see something, let us say we have decided March, April is my exam. I am going to sit every day after college for 2 hours and I'm going to study. But then one friend comes and says, hey, I just saw that movie. There's so many movies released. I just saw that movie. It's really cool. Let's go. You say, okay, let me study tomorrow, and you walk towards the movie. As you're going towards the movie, another friend comes and says, hey, anyway, we've come out to the movie. Let's go to that hotel and eat. The food is really nice. He's like, okay, let me go to the hotel, then let me go to the movie, and then let me come back. So what happens? You can have all the plan in this world, but if you don't have self-control, if you don't know to say no, then all your planning goes waste. So what is a major thing? How do you use self-control as a student? Learn to balance. Learn to balance between what is good, what is bad, what is fun, which is taking away your time and energy. And only you can analyze, because every single student here is different. So what is correct for me can be wrong for you, because your lifestyle is different. You should understand what it is. More than anything else, instantly nothing is available in this world. You have to stay calm, but don't let go of your determination. If you want to succeed, you should have that determination. And whatever is your background, okay, let us say you have an imagination that you want to become an astronaut. Maybe nobody in your family has become an astronaut before, but that should not stop you from dreaming. That should not stop you from trying to do something which nobody in your family has done. You should have the confidence and the willpower to go ahead. Does all this really work, ma'am? We have seen so many people talk about this. We have read so many books, so many lectures. Is it really that easy? Definitely, it is not easy. I will not be lying to you. But is it possible? Instead of talking about others, instead of talking about people whom you don't know, today I'm talking to you about what my husband, Mr. Jaggesh, what he has achieved, because you have all seen him. Your parents have seen him, right? Because you're all youngsters. So just check with your parents from 40 years. His journey from zero to today, having tea, having breakfast with Mr. Modi because he is a Rajya Sabha member. What a growth. And how many people from his family have been in the movie field? Zero. How many people from his family have got the opportunity to meet the Prime Minister of the country? Zero. If Mr. Jaggesh had allowed the in my family, we come from a farmer background family. Nobody is there in movies. Nobody is there in politics. How can I do it? Do you think he could have reached where he is today? The reason he has reached is, as I told you, all these 6 things. Now, I also told you everybody's dreams are different. So, for my husband, if his dream was movies and politics, mine has always been to educate myself and to help others. Now, this is another journey which my story is totally different. I got married when I was 15 years old, 10th standard. Yes. And I had my first baby, my son, by the time I was in second PUC. But so many of the women give up studying, right? We always tell, Asho, Madhve are going to how to study. There's so much of family responsibility. I don't find time to study. And I'm talking as a student when we tell this. Imagine as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, with that many roles. I always continued studying because what a human being decides is very important in life. We will definitely find time for it. Do you agree? If you feel your friends are the most important people in your life, don't you find time to meet your friends? Similarly, when I always believe studies, education is very important for a human being. With all my responsibilities, I continued studying. And what happened? Why do I do that? Do you all agree to this? Everybody. Now we are born, we are all going to die one day, right? Nobody can escape death. So between your birth and your death, the life that you live is so very important. What about after your death? That is called legacy. Normally, every single person wants to be remembered, right? Even after we die, we want at least a few people to say, wow, she was a good human being. He was a good guy. He was a wonderful friend. He was a wonderful soul to know. This want to leave a legacy was so strong in me. And for my family, I have done everything. But you have to choose where you want to leave your legacy. And I come from a movie background. So obviously, everybody in my family thought I'm a movie producer. I run a foundation called Apeksha Foundation. So, and I also assist with my parents in running their educational institution, which is almost 55 years old. Now, with all this, something which is very close to the heart is what we want to leave legacy. And I chose to help people lead a better, healthy life. And do you know the reason why I chose that? For the simple reason, we have a lot of plans in life, but we never know what God has plans. In the year of 1994, I was still in my third year of architecture when I didn't have any symptoms, but I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. When we are touched with something very personal like that, the importance of health, the importance of how to be healthy became the biggest priority for me, because at that time in 1994, my younger kid was just 2 years old. So I wanted to be a mother who is healthy for her children, rather than becoming a statistic of telling, okay, because of diabetes complication, she had kidney problem, she had eye problem, she got stroke, she got heart attack. I didn't want this. So what do I do? How do I come out of it? And you should remember, this is in 1994. At that time, we didn't have technology, what is available now. We didn't have Google. We didn't have so many things to guide us. And one shocking statistic led me to start my company. That is, when you just go through the top 10 leading causes of death, you will be shocked to realize that almost 7 to 8 are incommunicable diseases. That is, things like heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, liver disease, kidney disease. So, all these diseases, why do they happen? For the simple reason, we are taught so many things in life, and it is a shocking thing to also realize. Let's say somebody is in medicine, they're doing their MBBS. 5 years, 6 years they study, and they hardly have one semester where complete concentration is given to something which can completely control all these different things, and that is health and wellness. Once you make different choices in your food, it is as simple as that. Make simple choices, make health your priority, and you can find that your entire well-being changes. So how do I leave a legacy? How do I also control my diabetes? How do I also help others? The only way all this happens is, as I told you, I love studying. So these are the different certifications, the different courses I did, the different master classes I did to understand in depth what is nutrition. In fact, last year when I gave a seminar, a webinar for your KSTA, I still hadn't finished my diabetes educator course. So yes, Dr. Ramesh, one more course is added to my list, my long list of certifications, because thank you so much. One thing I would love to tell the students over here: studies, don't study for the sake of marks, don't study for the sake your parents are telling. Enjoy learning new things. Today, I am a proud grandmother for a 7-year-old grandson. Ajji Agbidu, I'm studying. Why? ಓದೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ವಯಸ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, correct? To read, to understand. The world is so beautiful, yeah. The world is so big. Don't stick yourselves to certain things. And the minute you start enjoying, trust me, you will love coming to college. You will love what your teachers are doing. With all these certifications, one thing I realized, dear students, God has blessed me. God has blessed me to such an extent. What looks very colorful to a student? Obviously, for most of the students at least, the movie field, or let us say the colorful cinema screen looks so beautiful. For some, it can be the name and fame associated with politics. Everybody likes to be recognized, right? God has blessed me that right from the time I was a baby, I have been surrounded with top politicians. I have grown up in Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Mr. Kalanjar Karunanidhi's house. So from the time I'm a baby, I have seen politicians. Because from 40 years, my husband is in the movie field, I have met all the artists, not only of Karnataka, of different states in India, but with all this name, fame, glory, one thing which made me realize is I've also met top CEOs of the country. You can be the topmost in everything, but if you don't have good health, you cannot reach any of your dreams. The most important thing we have to remember is one thing that comes with us till we die. You know, I can wear the biggest diamonds, the costliest diamonds. But when I die, do you think they're going to bury me with that? Obviously not. All the diamonds is going to go away. So when I die, when Parimala Jaggesh dies, what will come with me? One, something which nobody can take away. Let us have business ups and downs. Let anything happen in this world. What I have educated myself, my certifications, nobody can take away. My knowledge, nobody can take away. Along with that, till my last breath, the only thing that comes with me is my body, right? You agree? So the only two things which comes with every single human being in this world is what they have gathered, their knowledge, their certifications, along with their body. So what importance do you give to your body? Just imagine if your body could talk. With what choicy words it is going to talk back to you. Just imagine if my stomach could talk. One day I suddenly decide, hey, I don't want to eat. I'm going to diet. And I give it very little. Let's move through that topic. So if your body is a temple, you are what you eat. How do you take care of your body? Only through the 7 pointers I'm going to tell you. Very simple, easy pointers. Anybody in this world can follow. And trust me, if you start from today, your entire life. Now, if I'm going to start at 54, maybe if let us take on an average, all of us are going to live till 100. At 54, if I start already Ardha century, that bitidini, I still have a very little time. But if you youngsters start with healthy habits right from today, after this interview, what a long, lengthy, healthy life you're going to have. And why is it very important? Why did I take the time to take out my time to come and talk to you today? Is because, especially post COVID, did you know this? If you didn't know this, please go search, research. What has happened is the number of youngsters, I'm talking about hardly like even school kids, below 18 years, below 21 years, the percentage of increase in diabetes, blood pressure, in obesity, heart problems, strokes, has just increased to such an extent. It is shocking. Dear students, it is so shocking. Like, for example, my nutrition company, which I'm running from the last 5 years, maybe in a month, I might get 1 or 2 calls for type 1 diabetics for children. Most of it was for type 2, but now every week we get more than 10 to 15 calls for type 1 diabetic children. As young as 2 years old, babies are becoming diabetic. Why? What is the reason? Because of the adulteration in the food. You know how the food industry is going, the fast foods. For example, we all know in fast foods, let's say we have a chicken fast food. They want the chicken to grow fast. They inject it with growth hormone. That when we eat, we are poisoning our body. So, in the last 5 years, this tremendous change, what has happened is, as survey, as statistics. I want you guys to check it out, because then you'll understand the importance of this entire meet what we are having today. I'm not trying to scare you, but this is the actual fact in life. So, what can we do? Society is going like this. Things what is happening around, we don't know whether it's good, bad. You take one watermelon. We have seen so many videos where they're injecting colors into the watermelon so that the fruit looks good. So it doesn't mean only non-veg. Even vegetarian foods, we don't know if it's adulterated, if it's good, healthy, organic. So what can we do? Very simple. Change your habits and you can change your life. Do you believe when I say the choice is yours? What do you want to be? How do you want to be? At 54, like me, do you want to have enough energy to do everything? Or by 24, do you want to like, yeah, I know, it's boring, it's sad. Do you want to lead a life like that? And the choice, trust me, is not only in your mind. It completely depends on, along with your mindset, what you put into your plate. It is as simple as that. Change your habits, change your life. You're ready? You're ready for being an enthusiastic, super duper human being? 7 pointers, that's it. Simple pointers, Aita. Let's go through. First of all, nutrition. Why is it important? And it is very important. I have to talk to you because let's say you just went to YouTube or you went to Google and you just put over there slimming diet, how to lose weight. Immediately, you will have thousands of videos which says, drink this juice, in 10 days, you will lose 10 kilos. Eat this, in 10 days, you will lose 15 kilos. So now you're like, shall I go for the 10 days, 10 kilos or 10 days, 15 kilos? And you don't know if it is right or wrong. You don't know what is good for your body. Social media, it has two-edged sword. How popular social media is, there is no control over the content being put out. People without authority are sharing whatever they want, and they put such catchy thumbnails so that innocent people click on the thumbnails, try to imitate what is happening, and due to this information overload, they are completely destroying their bodies. It is very shocking for me to see so many young girls, hardly 16, 18, their parents, the mothers are so worried that their daughters are putting on weight because they are over dieting. They are buying all sorts of products, having one smoothie in the morning, having smoothie at night. That's all from some external product, some supplement, eating so little, but they're losing weight and then they're all gaining it back. And all the most, almost like 60 to 70% women, girls are becoming into PCOD, they're getting thyroid issues. Do you believe, do you know what I'm talking about, the diet cycle? First, all of us are so conscious about one stupid weighing scale. Yes, weighing scale is important to only one point. You shouldn't start your life and end your life with the weighing scale. So let us say we look at the weighing scale. Oh my God, I have to lose I have to lose 5 kilos in another one month. There's a college program I have to lose. So what do? Immediately, you say diet restriction. I will not eat that. I will not eat rice. I will not eat chapati. I will not eat. That's the only thing you think dieting means, not eating. Our body is made in such a way. Every day, there are millions and millions of chemical reactions taking place. So when you don't give food, mentally, you become very depressed. You feel deprived. You feel why, what is happening? And then maybe 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, you'd have tried eating very less. One friend comes and says, hey, it's okay, it's my birthday. Take one piece of cake. And because you're deprived, you just eat one small piece of cake and back. You feel bad. You feel, oh my God, I don't have willpower. All these things happen. Why? Because you don't know the art of balancing nutrition. Diet is being given such a wrong word where we say stop eating everything. That is not called dieting. Dieting means eating the right food at the right time in the right portion. The proportion of what you eat is very important, and that's what we are going to talk about today. So the key, my dearest students, is eating better, not less. From today, decide in the name of diet. Please don't give the word diet a very bad meaning, saying, "Na diet martha idini, nan uta madala." No, you have to change your mindset and say, I am eating better. I am dieting to eat better, not less. So, are you ready? All these pointers which I will be touching upon is something which I've already heard, read in school and college, but how do you adapt it to your lifestyle is what I'm going to talk about. So, the first thing is amongst three major macronutrients, carbohydrate. Suppose you have a doubt, carbohydrate andre ಏನು? Very simple. ನಮ್ಮ ತಟ್ಟೆಲಿ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಂತ ರೈಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮುದ್ದೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಚಪಾತಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಜೋಳ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. These are the carbs, right? So rice, the different complex grains, these are called carbs. Why do we need carbs? Because three major functions, and every student requires this. One, to have energy to do everything. Today, if I hadn't had carbs, I won't even have energy to talk to you. I'm like, oh, okay, students, the thing is, yes, carbs gives us energy. Along with that, brain power. You have to remember things. You have to be street smart. It helps you in brain power and heart health. Many times, there are so many diets where you would say, okay, I am doing a keto diet. I'm not going to touch carbs at all. This is something I do not recommend for the simple reason, smart planning of how to use all the macronutrients throughout your life. Anytime you want to start a diet, ask yourself, till my last breath, can I follow this? If your answer is, chance say, la, we can't follow this, then don't even start. No, why do you want to start and then stop? What can we do for carbs? Why does carbohydrates get a bad name? Because as students, as human beings, we love all these simple carbs, right? What do you like to do? Watch Netflix, eat chips, cookies. Oh, have coffee, tea, dunk cookies, donuts, pizzas. Wow. Hey, party without pizzas, how it's over. And obviously, cool drinks, right? When carbohydrates are of two types, simple carbs and complex carbs, we normally go in for simple carbs, which is really bad for health. And that is why we say be careful of carbs. But complex carbs like brown rice, your ragi, millets, all the different complex grains, fruits, vegetables, these are things you should keep in mind, students. So avoid the simple carbs because, as I told you, the entire world, the youngsters are moving towards the topmost disease conditions. You would have to take this change. Let's move to the next macronutrient, protein. Protein, you know what most of us think? Protein is just for bodybuilders because that's what they show. They show some muscle, protein, and bodybuilder. So we think we don't require that much of protein. That is one of the biggest mistake. Protein is very important. completely understand for building a good muscle mass, maintaining bone strength. But also, did you know, if you want to lose weight, every single meal, you should have little protein that will keep you fuller for longer. So you will not binge eat. If you want your blood sugars to be controlled, the more stable our blood sugars is, the more energetic we feel. You don't want to age fast, you have to add protein. Wow, so many benefits of protein, right? And there is one big question mark. Many people have this question mark. Protein andit kudlene, we think it's basically found only in non-vegetarian sources, and we vegetarians don't have much choice of protein. There are so many bodybuilders. As recently as a few years back, till then, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm sure you all know him. He was a massive non-veg eater, but from the past few years, he's completely turned vegetarian. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think in Hindi, John Abraham is also a vegan, a vegetarian. So there are a lot of vegetarian bodybuilders. That's a wrong notion. Interested to know? No, what are the vegetarian foods? Because lot of vegetarians, I get lot of messages from people telling, madam, nan vegetarian, nanige protein sigala, paneer bore odiyate. I understand. So other just easy protein sources will be anything like soybeans, nuts and seeds, any sort of nuts, aita, almond, walnut, cashew nut, other jotege seeds, sunflower seeds, watermelon seeds, pumpkin seeds. All these are good sources of chia seeds, flax seeds. So nuts and seeds, legumes, dal, oats. So other than paneer also, you have quite a few protein sources. Very easy, kids. Just check out on Google, because if you're not able to remember what I'm telling, but the key is to start adding protein in your meals. So we have spoken about 2 macronutrients. The next one is something which all of us are very confused. We think, oh my God, fat tindre, nan fat agbirtini. What are the different sources of fat? Tuppa. Ayusho, madam, nan tuppane tinala. I don't touch ghee. I don't use oil. I don't take butter. I don't take cheese. I understand butter, cheese, but definitely you need fat. And remember, fat portion should be lesser compared to your carbohydrates and protein, because per gram of carbohydrates and proteins will give you 4 grams of energy, but fats will give you 9. So that is why the portion what you require of fats is lesser, right? But why do we need fats? It is very important, especially for children. If you want good memory, if you want to retain whatever your teachers are teaching, whatever you're reading, you need good fat. Many times in the name of dieting, when we don't eat fats, you'll realize you have the thing in your mind, but you can't even talk about it. Like, it's very difficult for you to even articulate, for you to talk what is there, because of the lack of fats. Did you know that your brain is, the brain matter is composed of almost 60% fats? Plus, we have so many different vitamins, right? We have water soluble vitamins, and we have one thing called ADEK, that is fat soluble vitamins. That means we know vitamin D, very simple, sunshine vitamin, now bisil ghode sunshine vitamin, we say. So all these vitamins, for their absorption into the body, we require fats. Other than that, fat also protects the organs around. It has its own functioning. Okay, it can be as a energy source. It can help in maintaining temperature. So we take, as how we did simple carbs, complex carbs, we choose simple carbs. Similarly, there are good fats and bad fats. What do we do? Normally, bad fats ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, we say it's wrong. For example, okay, very simple example, I'm sure you can all understand this. Alugade, potato. Now, is potato good or bad? Now, potato is not good or potato is not bad. Potato is just a potato, it's a vegetable. But how do you cook the potato? Do you just boil it and maybe just put a little salt and pepper and eat it, that is okay. Or do you cut it, slice it, coat it, and deep fry it and eat it like French fries? Now that is not healthy. So now you're getting the idea. Potato is not good or potato is not bad. The way you cook it is good or bad. Similarly, we have good fats and we have bad fats. If you just have plain, you have chicken, which is maybe like with all herbs, pudina haki, asop haki, pepper haki, herbs haki, spices haki, you can have it healthily. That is not wrong. But if you're going to have it only in the form of kebab, yes, that is wrong. So good fat, bad fat, all these depends on your choice. So what are the good fats? Good fats like eggs, coconut oil, very heart healthy, salmon, flaxseed, all these things is what you should see. So keep in mind good fats and bad fats. Now we have finished the macronutrients. We all know vitamins and minerals and fibers are very, very important, because if a human being is constipated, it leads to a lot of issues. You want good skin, then fiber is important. So how do you get your fibers? Very simple. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇಡ. You don't have to worry. I am just giving you a very practical example as students what you can follow. Every time when you have a plate, ensure you try and fill half your plate with fruits and vegetables. So wherever you are, you're going to college, you can't prepare and go. Just carry one carrot, carry half a cucumber, carry one tomato. That itself is half your plate. So you can't give excuse saying, I don't have time to prepare. 25% protein, 25% carbs is what is the concept of a healthy plate, which each of us can follow. Now, this is an example. Munche, chitrana andre, Mr. Jagesh loves chitrana. And this was how we used to eat for breakfast. If we had lime rice, it would just be one bowl of lime rice with maybe a little chutney. But now, the same thing, how do you change? Reduce the portion of your lime rice, but along with it, have little buttermilk, have sprouts, have some vegetables. Very simple, right? Not only vegetarian source, this is something all the non-vegetarians will love. Biryani, wow. Madam, yes, biryani, super. Nagasha biryani, spicy, nice. I had one big plate. There is nothing wrong in eating biryani, but what is the smart thing we have to do now? What do we have to remember? Reduce the portion of the biryani. Try and have, instead of deep fried chicken or fry, have something which is not too oily. Have some cucumber, have some raita, have some salad, have boiled egg, which is not again filled with oil, have some curds, protein. Getting the point, right? These are the simple changes, dear students, you would have to make. Along with this is about food. I'm sure you got this. Next is something which we all like, but we forget. Your bestest friend for weight loss, water. Yes, Yava Manusha, at least in a day, 2 to 2.5 liters of water. If you're not an athlete, if you're an athlete, you might require a little more water, right? So, water, staying hydrated is so important, because as human beings, almost 60 to 70% of our body is filled with water. Brain 80%, lungs 90%, bones 30%, blood 83%, ice 95%. Oh my God, it goes on and on. Water is so very important. Bore ಹೊಡಿಯತ್ತಾ ನೀರ್ ಕುಡಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕನೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಚಳಿಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ where to drink water. And in the name of water, what do we drink? I know, madam, we have to stay hydrated, so I'm hydrating with different cool drinks, different smoothies, different iced coffee, iced tea. No, that is very, very, very unhealthy. The smart water choices should be what is easily available, which is not very expensive. Into your water bottle, just cut slices of orange or strawberry or apple and just put it. You have infused water. To water, just add a little pinch of green tea, you have green tea. ಎಳ್ನೀರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, tender coconut, ತೆಳು ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, buttermilk, lime juice ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. These are the healthy alternatives without sugar, all right? And Last but not the least, stay physically active. Yes, ma'am, I'm physically active. I'm sitting in front of the TV playing my video game. Or I'm very physically active with my fingers. I'm scrolling on social media. No ways. I understand, children, social media has become a very, 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 very important part of life. But at least 60 minutes of physical activity is a must for every single kid for you to be healthy. And there is nothing like only one particular thing. Walking is so boring. Don't walk, do dance, do gymnastics, do yoga, do stretching. So there are different types of physical activities. Choose what you want, whether you like swimming or you like housework, office work, college work, whatever, but move. Move to at least 60 minutes. And the last pointer, which is very, very, very important for you kids, are stress. I understand. When I was studying 30 years back, 35 years back, in college, I mean, I'm still studying, I never had the peer pressure like how you guys have. I completely understand. You know, the amount of pressure for you to excel in your marks, because the minimum cutoff percentage itself is going past 98%. Along with this social media, where you put a post, you don't get, suppose you and your friends have put a post, you get 2 likes for your picture and somebody gets 10 likes, immediately you are under pressure because you didn't get that many likes. I completely understand where you're all coming from, the different issues you're all facing. So, with all these issues, how, how can you handle these issues? How can you also handle your health? There is one major thing. Because of stress, many people go into depression, where they're either sleeping or they're simply just to keep their mind occupied, non-stop watching television shows, or most of the women, especially girls especially, spend up eating. That is called binge eating due to stress. So, what is the solution for this, kids? Communication is lost. Do you agree? With all the advancement in technology, in your fingertips, you can talk to anybody in this world. But we are only on Facebook giving likes, comments for people who are far away. Whereas right in front of us, our parents can be, our friends can be, we don't even look at them. We don't even talk to them. We have lost the art of communication. Please bring it back. Restrict your time on social media. Put a alarm, say 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I'm going to be on social media. And every day, at least 30 minutes, I'm going to talk to my family members, my friends who are there in front of me, not as nameless, faceless people with mask, with a DP. We don't even know if the DP is original or somebody's else. But unfortunately, we're spending time with them. Along with communication, we started this entire program saying, in just 24 hours, why are some people successful and why others are not? And I promised you, I will give you the key to success. So, for the same 24 hours, when you balance these things, physical activity 60 minutes, mentally remain calm, communicate, spiritually do things that you enjoy, at least 10-15 minutes a day. Go for deep breathing, listen to lovely soothing music that will keep you calmer, emotional. Have a good healthy friendship circle, because emotional health and social health is very important along with your environment. There's a beautiful saying which you should always keep in mind. Tell me 5 of your closest friends' names, and I will tell you what you are. If the people you're surrounded with are losers, automatically you will also become a loser, because that's all they're talking about: failure. Ayo, I can't read. Ayo, this is so difficult. Ayo. But if you surround yourself with positive people, I am going to do this. Hey, do you know, I finished studying this. I finished this. I went through the exam papers. I did this. I did this for the teacher. Let's do this for the society. What happens? You are also like that, right? I believe one life. All of us have to dream big, because you don't keep getting chances again and again. Very simple. The 3 C's of life in the last of my talk, please think about it. The first is choices. Every single thing is a choice. It was a choice whether you can sit and listen to my entire talk, what I'm giving today, just come in for 2 minutes and say, okay, my attendance is put on runaway. So the choice is what you make. You have to take a chance. You've heard of what I have said. Take a chance. Okay, somebody with experience is sharing the experience. Let's see what it is and bring about the changes. Remember, you must make a choice to take a chance to change your life. Wishing the entire KSTA Academy people and whoever has come in one life. Let's try and help each other lead a healthy, happier life. Thank you. And if you guys need any more help regarding nutrition, you know my name is Parimala, right? In English, just write that name in reverse. Allah Mirap. That is my nutrition company, and that is how you can reach out to me. Thank you. Namaskara.
Madam, thank you very much for a wonderful presentation. It was a super presentation indeed. You are an excellent speaker. I'm sure many of the students who have listened to your talk will be inspired by you. In fact, after marrying, after having kids, you studied is the inspiration not only for girls but also for boys. Boys also tend to leave after marriage, and learning is a lifetime thing. Till our death, we have to study, and you gave a wonderful presentation. We are very, very grateful to you on behalf of KSTA and all the participants. Thank you very much, madam. Your talk will be uploading on our YouTube channel also, so that many students who could not join for this talk today can view later. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless. All the best. Thank you.